We all know by now, most of us are aware that, yeah, we need a guru. So the next question comes, why do you need a guru really? You can put your answer in the chat, or if you want to unmute yourself, just one minute, you can give a brief answer. Why do you need a guru?
భగవంతుడిని చేరుకోవాలి అంటే గురువు అవసరం అంటారు కదా ప్రభు. కంపల్సరీ గురువు
Okay.
ద్వారా అయితే తొందరగా వెళ్తామని.
Okay, good. Thank you. Anybody else?
ప్రభుజీ,
మన
గురువు
ఆత్మ యొక్క
के
మనం ఏంటి అనేది తెలుసుకోవాలంటే గురువు కంపల్సరీగా ఉండాలి ప్రభు. ఒక దారి చూపించే మనకి భగవంతుడిని చేరుకోవాలంటే గురువు ద్వారానే వెళ్ళగలుగుతాం కదా.
Okay, good answer.
Only a guru can show us the right path.
A guru can only connect us, help us connect to God, right?
Okay, good answer.
The guru will show us the right path. We may be confused otherwise. As devotees, we may just do chanting and other things, but the guru will show us the right path to follow to reach Krishna.
Okay.
How to get connected? He can only show us the pathway, correct? How to get connected?
Okay, good.
Parul Mataji was saying something.
गुरु की सेवा करेंगे माता जी हम, तभी हम भगवान की सेवा कर सकते हैं. ये एक प्रॉपर चैनल होता है. भगवान की आप डायरेक्ट सेवा नहीं कर सकते. भगवान से अगर हमें लिंक चाहिए, जुड़ना है, तो गुरु ही एक चैनल है, नथिंग एल्स.
Good.
Very good.
Richa Mataji.
I think Guru is like a lighthouse. He's the one who provides the direction on where to land and how to land. So a very important person in the spiritual journey to guide our way.
Good answer. All are good answers. Your father, would he like to introduce himself and say something?
I don't think he might be ready. He's not very pro with the digital gadgets. So somebody may have just put it on for him.
Okay. No problem. Okay. So yeah, everybody answered the first point. Not bad. Very good. But why you should not have a guru are the other points we have written here. You should not be taking a guru for material blessings. So please bless me, I will pass. Please bless me so that my career is good. All these things. Or for social status. People today, I have a guru. To say like that in social life, it's kind of a thing. It's kind of one of the things that you have. I have a car, I have a house, I have all these things, and I also have a guru. So like a social status, no, that's not a reason you need to have a guru. Everybody has a guru, maybe you should have somebody like Sadguru or somebody like that. It's a fad. Nowadays, things come, right? Passion comes and goes. That also is not a reason to have a guru. So there is another thing is like traditionally people have, my grandfather had this, in that Brahman would come to our house. So whatever that Brahman says, that also is there. Nowadays everybody has. We don't even know whether that person is qualified, not qualified or anything. But because it's a family tradition, people like to think, he's my Kulaguru. So that's also not a very wise way of choosing a guru. And of course, nowadays, there are these, viral videos you keep seeing. There are people who have hundreds and thousands of followers. One katha he does, or he can predict something in your mind. He will write something and is very famous. So these are also not a very wise way of choosing a guru, because you don't know what he's actually saying. So How do you identify? The next question comes, okay, we all know that we need a guru. So how do you identify a guru? What is your criteria? Somebody can do some jadoo, some magic he will do. Can you choose him for that reason? He is some siddhi. He can fly in the air. He can manifest himself somewhere else. These are all claims. These are all real. Whatever I'm saying is from the real world. These people have done all these things. So will you choose a guru like that? What is your criteria? When you pick somebody or somebody is very famous, he has 1 million likes or very good with jokes. If he talks, everybody, the entire audience will be captured with his jokes and with his, beautiful oratorship. Will you accept him on those basis? What is your basis of accepting a guru? That is very important to actually understand. Of course, I'm giving the spoiler here, which is the real stuff. First criteria should be he has to be a self-realized soul. Now, how do you know he is self-realized soul? That will be the next question. So if he is really a self-realized soul, he has to know the conclusion of all the scripture. Just like the conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita. So many people are writing Bhagavad Gita, commenting. So many commentaries are there on the Gita. But what is the conclusion if you ask somebody? It's very difficult. They will tell so many vague answers. But Prabhupada, as you see in Prabhupada's life, it's crystal clear. Even a child can understand this philosophy. Prabhupada said, very simple. If you find a child who can't even read and write, just tell Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's a conclusion. Just teach that. So you know that conclusion is already given. Then to become a devotee of Krishna is another conclusion. So that conclusion is already given. So there is no vagueness around these type of conclusions. So the first symptom of this liberated soul is always presenting Krishna to you. You will also know that he has completely taken shelter of Krishna. And there is no other material consideration for him. He should be able to convince everybody from any angle with a conclusive evidence, just like a lawyer does, on the basis of scripture, not whimsically. Not whimsically. He cannot say, oh, I have not read any scripture, but I can tell you everything. It is all my realized knowledge. I will tell you anything. You'll find that. I'm not criticizing anybody, but you'll find these kind of answers that you'll find these so-called gurus will tell. You cannot. That's not one of the things about a pure liberated soul. He has to have the conclusion of the scripture and he should be in line with the scripture. Most importantly, he has to be a pure devotee of Krishna. He cannot say, oh, God, he does not know the tattva. Oh, God can be light, God can be Brahman, God can be impersonal. No. All these conclusions are imperfect conclusions. He is still in the progressive stage. As long as he's still in a progressive stage, he cannot be a leader. He cannot be a teacher. He's still a student. So one of the qualities of a devotee, of a guru, is that he should be a pure devotee himself. A pure devotee means three things. One, he knows who is Krishna. One who knows the process of bhakti or pure devotion. And third, he himself is a perfect servant of Krishna. All these three things are implied when you say he is a pure devotee. And next important thing, he strictly follows his guru's order. And the way he teaches is by his own example. He cannot tell you, you chant Krishna's name, and he himself doesn't chant. It doesn't work like that. So these are all critical aspects that you need to look at anybody, impersonal, impartially. You have to be brutal. When somebody comes to you and say, oh, I am a guru, then you ask all these questions. If he doesn't fit into it, he is not a pure devotee, or he cannot be a guru. This is not the end of the list. So today we have challenge. Definitely we have challenge. How do you see, so in the crowd of so much social media, you see so many people, everybody who just wears beautiful dress or, saffron clothes or has a long beard and very old or something fancy. He will talk some jargon like, you cannot understand me seeing me with a me. That kind of memes they come up with, so difficult to even decipher what they're trying to say. No, all these things are not measure of how you actually find a guru. These are all difficulties and challenges you might have. So siddhis also is a very big thing. Today, everybody claims that they have this siddhi or that siddhi, and innocent people, there is no way of verifying these things, and they take advantage of that. And of course, the next biggest thing is you should not challenge, you should not back answer. That also you keep hearing. So now, according to the scriptures, when you talk about a devotee, there are several ways a devotee is categorized. So there are three broad ways that devotees are categorized: is Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari. So Kanishtadhikari means, yes, his faith is completely uh, shallow, and he very quickly gets into arguments because he cannot convince others of the scriptural conclusions. He cannot. Whereas a Madhyamadhikari, he can convince others of conclusions, but he is still not a liberated soul. An Uttamadhikari is somebody, of course, these definitions go very elaborate, very detailed, but for the purpose of this conversation right now, it's enough to understand an Uttamadhikari is the liberated soul, and he sees everybody on the equal platform. He does not distinguish anybody. So now, apart from that, there are several types of gurus. I've written only 3 broad categories. There are more than this, actually. So, Pata Pratakshaka Guru. So, who is this? Generally, in our life, they are our parents because they're the first ones who teach us about scripture. They talk about God. They introduce philosophy. They introduce some culture to us as children. If we come from a good family where our parents are devotional and religious. But that is not a kind of a guru who actually takes you to the next level. They are only like introduction, just like somebody gives you a visiting card, but nothing more than that. So the person who gave you the visiting card is also very helpful because he gave you a referral to a great service. But that category is only called Pata Padakshaka Guru. Just like in the case of Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj actually met Narad Muni, and Narad Muni is the one who gave him instructions, and he saw Krishna. But how did Dhruva Maharaj go to the forest? His mother told him. His mother told, when he asked, he had a conversation. He was very upset when he was sitting on the father's lap. His stepmother came and insulted him. So then he was a Kshatriya boy, boiling blood. He said, no, I need to do something about this. I want to have my own kingdom, better than my father, bigger than my father. And his father is Uttanabada, he is Manu. Entire earth belongs to him. So how can he have bigger than that kingdom? Not possible. So he goes to his mother and angrily asks, what can I do? How can I get a better kingdom than my father? Then mother says, I don't know, because only God can give you bigger than that. Then he asks seriously, so where can I find this God? Then mother says, frankly speaking, I don't know. I guess he's in the forest because that's where all the sages go. So immediately he believes the mother so much that actually he goes to the forest. So who actually set him to go to the forest is the mother. So the mother was a Pata Pradakshaka Guru. She showed the path to Dhruva Maharaj. So like that, all these elders, parents, teachers for us in our life, they might be showing a path. They might not know exactly how to tell, but they can give you idea or indication. But the real guru is only one. Anybody knows who's the real guru? There's only one guru. He is Krishna, Paramatma in our heart. He is called Chaitya Guru. I did not write the word here. It's Chaitya Guru. Chaitya Guru is only one. But right now we don't know how to talk to that Guru in our heart, Paramatma. Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. There is only one Guru who is Krishna. But that Krishna is not accessible to us. So that Chaitya Guru in our heart, he decides to come outside and guide us if we are sincere. Basically, whatever desire you have in your heart, as a dear father, Krishna in our heart, the Lord in the heart, he is guiding all of us to achieve whatever you want. Whatever you want, the Lord in the heart is guiding you, but depends on your qualification. How much you deserve, that much Krishna is supplying it to you. Otherwise, he's putting that in the backlog. Things to do. Later, maybe not this life, I'll get you that next life. I'll get you whenever you have enough punya, enough karma for that. But I will remember. Okay, you asked that, no? I will remember and I'll give it to you. That is Krishna. That is a dear father. So, unless you are really looking for, seeking to understand what is the purpose of your life, until you come to that point of asking that question, this Chaitya Guru inside you will not give you the direction. You might have all the videos are there, all the YouTubes are there, so many things are there, but still hardly how many people will click and hear to the right lecture what Prabhupada is talking. Hardly any. Even if they hear, they have some other distraction or whatever. So very few people are there. So then there is Siksha Guru and then there is Diksha Guru. So we'll talk about that a little later. So qualities of a Guru also, these are very important qualities. Now, generally speaking, all of us are subjected to 4 defects. What are our defects? They are imperfect senses, because whatever we see, it's not really what we see is not the truth always. We are always under illusion because first thing is we think we are his body. So everything around us, we look in terms of our body, and we have a propensity to cheat. Now, this cheating propensity is at several levels, layers. It's not that intentionally we want to cheat, but like I said, there are several layers of cheating. Some are grossly cheating. Some are indirectly grossly cheating, subtle cheating. And to err is human. We all make mistakes. So a guru should be free from all these four things. That is so important. So you cannot randomly talk anything. So Prabhupada gave a very nice example. Just like a postman, what he does, if he has to deliver some telegram, what does he do? He just delivers the message as it is. He never opens the telegram and changes few words in that. Does he do that? He doesn't do that. Guru, a pure guru is like this. A pure devotee is like this. Like a messenger, like a telegram delivery. Whatever Krishna is saying, as it is the message, he will give it to us. Because Krishna is Achyuta, who never makes mistake, because the Vedas are direct emanation from the breathing of the Lord. That's how the Vedas came, right? From the breath of Vishnu. Actually, we are doing the third chapter, Gita. The next sloka we will be hearing is that Krishna actually reveals the Vedas through his breathing process. So there is no human intervention. So if there is human intervention, it is possible to make errors. Otherwise, there is no mistake. If you and I write anything, there will be a mistake. So that is why when Srila Prabhupada was writing all the commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, several times he mentioned, I'm simply dictating whatever the Lord is dictating to me. And that's how all the Bhakti Vedanta purports we have today have come. Because they are direct dictation by the Supreme Lord in the heart. And because these people are not on the material platform, they are on the transcendental platform, their vision is completely clear. They are not illusioned like us. So what is the big difference is that just like somebody who's in sleep is dreaming all the time. In the dream, he's making so many plans. But a person who's awake does not become part of that dream at all. The same way, a guru is like this. He's free from all these four defects. That's a very important qualification. So, so Prabhupada also, to the next point, material acquisitions, he's indifferent, without any possessions. That's one of the qualities of a devotee. He told, of course, when he came to America, he had only 70 rupees, less than, in those days, less than $10. So, after getting 100 temples, Prabhupada said, there is no place in the entire 100 temples he would stay for more than 3 days. And not even a single property was registered in Prabhupada's name. Not a single property. Not a single penny he would actually take for himself. In fact, he had created a system. He would ask the local temple president if that temple president can provide him some money for printing books or to go for a flight ticket or anything. Prabhupada would ask. Can you imagine? He is a founder of the society. But he would make such a system. Even 1 rupee stamp, 1 rupee stamp paper, 1 rupee to put on an envelope. If somebody by mistake puts 5 rupees, he would scold them. Why you don't check? Why are you wasting Krishna's money? So he has 100% clarity that money does not belong to me, it belongs to Krishna. How many of us can live in that kind of consciousness? It's almost impossible. And Prabhupada actually, that's why it says, he teaches by example. If you read Prabhupada's life, every single, even smallest events that happen in his life, common day-to-day events also, you will see how he's completely connected with Krishna in all those activities. And of course, the next biggest thing is he's fixed in his consciousness, in Krishna consciousness. Now you'll see in Prabhupada's life, every single book, starting from the day one to the end, Prabhupada's consciousness is always on Krishna. The very deep philosophical insights of every single sloka he reveals in his Bhaktivedanta purports, and that has never changed, including while he was on the deathbed. Just like Bhishma Dev, he was on the bed of arrows, right? How many arrows should be pricking, and even one small pin, if it pricks us, how much pain we will be disturbed. Even ant bites will be disturbed. Like Bhishma was sleeping on the bed of arrows, and he was talking Vishnu Sahasranam. He was glorifying Vishnu. The same way, Prabhupada, during his last days, his Leela was so amazing that he was going through extreme illness, and he was undisturbed in his dedication to glorify Krishna. So next important thing is that he has to come from a Guru Parampara. And this Parampara chain should be unbroken. And obviously, you and I cannot be fitting into that chain on our own. You have to be authorized to enter into that particular chain. Now, what should this Guru do for you? Basically, three things the Guru should do if he is a pure devotee. If he is a pure devotee, these are the three things he should be able to do. First is, he should be able to absorb your karma. Second, he should be able to transfer Divya Gyan to you. Third, he should be able to deliver you back to Krishna. You have to remember this. So somebody says, I'll be the Guru, I'll be your Guru. You should ask these questions. Can he do this for you? Okay. Like I said, he has to be coming in the chain of unbroken disciplic succession. And the second important quality, if he has to be an acharya, is that he should be able to give a commentary, a natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutra or Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is also considered the natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. If he cannot do this, he cannot be on the list of disciplic succession starting from Krishna. He cannot be. And of course, a very important criteria, he has to be a liberated person. So unless he is liberated, he cannot give you liberation. So unless he has Krishna Prema, he cannot give you Krishna Prema. So this is also very, very important. These are all the criteria that you have to ask if whoever that Guru is, you're going to listen to him. Does he have all these qualifications? You have to know. Now, I've compiled a small list from just keywords from the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, just keywords to describe who this person is. Krishna spoke about him in several ways, in several meanings. I'll just run the list down, but all are very, very interesting words that you might like it. So, Krishna talks about a dhira, second chapter, 14th sloka. Dhiras tatra namuhyati. Means at the time of disturbance, you will not be disturbed at any condition in life. Ups or downs in life, he is never disturbed. He's called a dhira. Your guru has to be a dhira. Sthita prajna. Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha kima sita kim rajeta. So Arjuna, when he asked the question, who is a liberated person? He asked, how does this liberated person talk? How does this liberated person sit? How does this liberated person eat? How does he conduct his day-to-day activities? This was a question asked by Arjuna. And this is in 2.54, 54. Krishna explains all the qualities of a Sthita Prajna, one who's completely fixed in consciousness, in Krishna consciousness. Muni also has several meanings. Muni means he's silent. Prabhupada describes the word silent means no material sound. He's continuously 24/7, he's talking, but only of Krishna. Otherwise, he's silent. He's absorbed only in one thought, that is Krishna. And 4.34, this is a very important sloka. Krishna actually, while describing the entire transcendental knowledge, he advises Arjuna to actually approach a guru. Tad vijnanartam sagurumeva abhigachet. If you want to get knowledge, this divine knowledge, you have to approach a spiritual master. And who that spiritual master should be? He should be a tattvadarshinaha. Why? Because he is seeing the truth. Seeing the truth, it's a present continuous tense, not past tense. Oh, he saw Krishna once. No, it has to be a present continuous tense. He is continuously able to see Krishna directly. That is one of the qualifications that Krishna is telling. Such a type of a guru you should approach. And then 5th chapter, Pandita Samadarshinaha. I told about Uttamadhikari. Uttamadhikari means who does not discriminate. He sees every single living entity, not only humans, even animals, plants, everything. He knows they are all spirit souls. Samadharshinaha. He knows how to see everybody. Yoga Ruda. Again, a description of somebody, a great sage who is fixed in, he's equipoised, he's not disturbed in happiness or sadness. Jitatma, who's completely controlled in his senses. Bhagavatam talks about this as Goswami, one who's able to control. He's a master of his senses. So here it's called Jitatma. Krishna explains in the 6th chapter. And conclusion of 6th chapter, he talks about all the yogis. But then finally Krishna concludes, Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana. Sraddhavan bhajate yomam same yuktatamo mataha. So Krishna talks about this yogi. Of all types of yogi, the topmost yogi is one who is always meditating upon me. He is the topmost of all yogi. Again, yukta is steadfast in yoga. Is always engaged in meditation, not 1 hour, not 5 minutes, no. And jnani. Who is a jnani? Krishna explains 7.19, one who understands Krishna as the Supreme Lord, he is defined as Jnani. Jnaninas Tattvadarshanah, before also. So now 9.13, he is also called Mahatma. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim ashritaha. Mahatma is not a rubber stamp. Some we call, oh, our nation's Mahatma, he is Mahatma Gandhi. No. Mahatma means who? He should be taking the shelter of the divine energy. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim ashritaha. Then again Samadarshinaha. Vitatma. Vitatma is also very important. In Bhagavatam, it starts with the very second sloka. Nirmatsaranam satam. Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Sivadam Tapatrayon Moolanam. So this Bhagavatam is only meant for Nirmatsaranam Satam, whose heart is completely pure and free from all types of sin, duality, and delusion. Krishna describes that. And to top it, he is on Brahmabhuta platform. Right now, how do we get enjoyment? Indriya Preeti. Indriya Preeti. Only if our senses are enjoyed, satisfied, we feel enjoyment. Otherwise, we don't know. But these devotees are established on what is called as Brahmabhuta platform. They are transcendental. They are not depending on the senses for their enjoyment. They are only depending on the holy name of Krishna. They have extreme attachment to the holy name of Krishna, and they are so attached and fixed on the holy name. That is how they derive their pleasure. Now, some more definitions from Bhagavatam about the same person. Now, imagine how much information is available if you want to really understand who is a real guru. Not by sentiment, not because somebody, my friends have taken, my family has taken, somebody gave me a reference. No, you have to be using your intelligence, just like how you enroll your children into the best college to get the best course. Like that, before you enroll into spiritual life, you have to find out which college is best, which professor is the best, where should I enroll myself, how do I get a PhD, how do I get this degree. If you don't do all that homework or just go with the blind following, then you cannot understand. Obviously, this is a difficult subject matter. So you are expected to learn all these things. Then you understand whether you found a guru or not. Now here again starts with Goswami. He is mastered his senses. All the senses are under his control. Today, our senses are not in our control. We are Godasa. We are opposite. Goswami, opposite is Godasa. We are Godasa, and these devotees are Goswami. That is the difference. We are servant of our anger, our lust, all our bad qualities. Anything that we see, anything that we hear, we become, oh, yeah. And our mind follows that thought. So, akinchana gochara means these devotees do not have any material possessions. Zero material possessions. So, that is a qualification of these devotees. And he is a great Bhagavata. Bhagavata means he is a devotee who surrendered to Krishna, Bhagavan. He is called a Bhagavata. So there are two types of Bhagavatams. One is called the book Bhagavatam. The second is the person Bhagavatam. Because everything in his life is complete word-to-word definition of Bhagavatam in his personal life. So he is called also a Bhagavata. A person, a pure devotee is also called a Bhagavata. So this is very important to understand. Tirthapada. So this devotee is so great because he is holding Krishna in his heart wherever he is going. So all the tirthas are traveling with him. He does not have to go to a holy place. In fact, there is a beautiful conversation when Kali Yuga appears. Ganga, she's making a plea, a prayer to Vishnu. She makes a prayer to Vishnu, Bhagirath. She is Bhagirathi. So she makes a prayer. She says, I'm worried. Now these people of Kali Yuga, they'll come and dump all their sins into me. What will happen to me? How can I bear these sins? Just imagining their sins. I don't think I can take that many sins of all these people in Kali Yuga. What am I supposed to do? Then Vishnu assures, don't worry. Kali Yuga is the best time for you. Why? Because my devotees, my pure devotees will come and take bath in Ganga so that they purify Ganga. You see, when a pure devotee goes to a holy place, he is not actually going for his purification. In fact, he is going to even purify the holy place. That is the purity of a pure devotee. So wherever this pure devotee goes, that turns into a holy place. Why? Because a pure devotee is not different from Krishna, because he's always remembering Krishna, and he's always reminding everybody of Krishna, and he's always telling everybody to chant the names of Krishna. Because of that, because of Krishna's presence, that place becomes the holy place. And they are a perfect conductor of Krishna. See, electricity is very pure, very powerful, but you need the perfect conductor called a copper wire. If the copper wire is impure or if it is cut, then current won't pass. Like that, a pure devotee is this live wire. Unless you connect to the live wire, that shock won't come to you. That is why it is so important all of us connect to this pure devotee. Otherwise, that shock, spiritual shock, will not come in your life. Paramahamsa. Paramahamsa means, Prabhupada explains very nicely. In fact, all my disciples, I want you to learn this from the beginning. Prabhupada says, Paramahamsa, or Hamsa, is so expert in drinking only the milk and separating water. So as disciples, you should learn from very early on, whatever material work that you conduct, you should know how to take the spiritual part of it and leave the material aspect. You should learn that quickly. And this, a guru teaches. It's not difficult. If you follow the instructions of Prabhupada, you can also do that. In your own profession, in your own day-to-day life, how you do, you can be a Paramahamsa. Just like today we are using the Zoom call. Zoom is material, but you take the spiritual component of it, we are using it for glorifying Krishna. That becomes purified. This is under the direction of Srila Prabhupada. We know how to engage matter in Krishna's service. You have a house, there's no problem. Small house, big house, no problem. Whatever you have, use it in Krishna's service. You have more friends, less friends, doesn't matter. Use them, you convert your social life into a spiritual conversation. Like that, every situation you can become a Paramahamsa. You have to learn constantly, you have to absorb your thoughts, how to separate matter from that and take out the spiritual component of that. You go on a nice vacation, no problem. Go and see how nature is designed in the lines of how the great artist Krishna has created this creation. Be absorbed in such type of thoughts. Everything you can, under the direction, of course, under the direction of spiritual master, you should do all these things. Then Uttama Sloka is also called a Uttama Sloka because Krishna is Uttama Sloka. He is with the choicest of words. Then Atma Rama, he is completely self-surrendered, and he's Mahabhagavata. Mahabhagavata means you can simply blindly follow in his footsteps and you will achieve the right path. He's also called a Vaishnava, who's a follower of Vishnu. And Mahamuni, Mahatma, Sadhu, Bhagavad Sangi, is always in association with Bhagavan. So he's also called Bhagavad Sangi Sangasya. So such a person, you should take Sangha. So it's called Bhagavad Sangi Sangasya. So I don't think I have more slides, but I can stop here and I can take some questions. I see some chat, somebody wrote something. Why, after listening from Guru these many times about Krishna consciousness, we are unable to be in the state as, not in the state as Sthita Prajna? Good question. So there is an answer to your direct question. Bhagavatam, there is a sloka. It is called Susrusho Shraddadhanasya Vasudeva Kataruchi Syan Mahatsevaya Vipra Punyatirtha Nishevanat. So it says you have to render direct service to these pure devotees. Only then your dormant loving attitude or service to Krishna will not awaken. Otherwise, it will be still dormant. You have to render direct service. Then your desire to hear about Krishna will awaken. So you have to be connected to a pure devotee directly. So that is what you have to pray to. Then Krishna will, in your heart, will give you direction how to serve the pure devotee. I am constantly thinking, how can I serve Srila Prabhupada? I know there is a mission Prabhupada is waiting for me to do. I know I am not doing that. I know. But I'm constantly thinking, but I'm not asking enough. So I know also, in my personal life, I'm not doing enough for Srila Prabhupada. So when we ask sincerely, Prabhupada will provide that seva. And once we are engaged in that kind of service, our desire to hear about Krishna will be undeterred. Then you will get the ruchi to hear about Krishna. Because we have to be serving Prabhupada. We have to serve a pure devotee. There is no other way. There is no shortcut for bhakti. Bhakti can be given only by those who have bhakti. There is no short, you cannot read so many thousand slokas of Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. I learnt it. Now I have recited it. Now I should get bhakti. No, no guarantee. I know Bhagavatam, 18,000 slokas. I can recite also. No guarantee. You have to serve your spiritual master. Your spiritual master, who is a pure devotee. Unless you direct, just like imagine your child is there. Your child, you're serving your child very consciously. What your child wants, you're cooking. Or what your child wants, you're buying. Even if you go to shop. Like that, you're very... Now you can say, oh, I can buy so many things in Amazon. I bought 100 things. Then let one of the things I'm giving to my child. Your child may not be happy with all the 100 things that you bought. There is something specific that the child wants. Only if you give that, that constitutes for your child. She will think, my mother has taken care of me. You might be very rich. You might be providing a beautiful house. You might be doing so many things. But unless you do something specific to your child, then only it is considered direct service, at least in the child's mind. Like that, Guru also, Guru will accept. Guru is very, very kind. He'll accept any smallest thing that you do also, he'll accept as a service. But for you to progress in your spiritual life, to really get that secret weapon, to get that secret juice, that Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, you want to experience that juice, that nectar when you chant Hare Krishna, so sweet that Hare Krishna should sound for you. Right now we don't have. We can fake it, we can say so many things. We don't have that nectar. The day you have nectar, nobody can stop you in this world to chant the holy name. Nothing in this world can stop you. That day, when you get it, then you know you got the mercy of your Guru. Unless you get that, you have to strive to serve your Guru. And that is what Guru can give you. Guru will give you. And if he is the correct Guru, he will give you. Very quickly he will give you. But we have to be very serious. Now, these are all the qualifications of a Guru. Now, like this, how many qualifications you have written? That many, even more qualifications are there for being a disciple. Unless you are a qualified disciple, why will he give it to you? Think about it. Just because you went to a college. First is, of course, you have to go to the right college. Even if you go to the right college, you have to study under the right professor. Just because you studied under the right professor, there is no guarantee that he will give you PhD. He has to be satisfied. Yeah. This is a good student. I will give him PhD. Even for the ordinary PhD, it is like that. Think about getting Krishna Prema. It takes a lot of work, but it is possible. It is possible to get it in this life. Yeah.
I want to say something. So one thing is that we are all in the progression, right? So we have Shraddha, we have, all the stages are there. So we are not in the stage of Nishtha yet. So when we are in the stage of Nishtha, that's when we will be 100%, convinced. Right now, whatever we are doing, one day we'll do, one day we'll not do. We are not having that Nishtha right now. So we should have that Nishtha. And when we have that Nishtha, it will happen. We are in the progression. But first of all, we have to understand, what do we have to do for that Guru? There are so many things the Guru has told. Are we following all of that? There are so many things. So we have to compile all those things also, so that we can understand what as a
Our
disciple,
checklist.
what qualifications we should have, and what are the expectations Prabhupada has. So I guess we have to talk about those things in our next classes, so
Sure.
that we can, we should understand this, like, topic by topic, understand it very well. So anybody else has anything else they want to share? I'll stop the recording here.
Mataji,